Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, peoples. Welcome to Sharp Ends. Uh, as a small-time YouTube creator of content, I follow other people online, and one of the people I follow online, which I highly suggest you check out, is Cedric and Ada, Australian guy. He doesn't get a lot of gear coming in. He's not like your metal complex type guy who's got companies just throwing themselves at him, or bees knives, or any of the other big guys. He's much more small and kind of, does everything himself, kind of like me. Although I do have a tendency to spend some money of my own. Everything you see on my channel, I'm buying myself. There's hardly been anything that someone has ever sent to me. There's only been two things: one flashlight and one knife from Baltic Blades. That's the only two things that have ever been sent to me. But he had a very interesting video lately, which I'm going to link right up here, I hope, about how his EDC has changed over the years. And it's kind of a funny video. He's a funny guy. His videos are really well edited. He's very funny. And it had me thinking, like, how's my EDC changed? What do I carry a lot? And, back in the day when you first get into YouTube channels, you talk about your EDC, and chances are you're showing things that you really don't carry that much or anything. But it's been a while now, and there are certain things that I always have in my pocket that I find very useful. And I thought I'd just kind of go over there as well, while I talk about a little bit of like the philosophy of different things. First off, I'm not a big watch guy, but 9 times out of 10, I'm wearing a G-Shock or one of your basic Casios. And then if I'm not wearing that and I want to dress up, I'm wearing an AV8, which is based off of all their watches are based off of aviation dials, World War II type planes, and they have automatics as well as your standard battery ones. This is an automatic, so that's what I'm usually wearing on my wrist. And then because I'm a massive stud, like Cedric and Ada said, I have to wear this wedding ring because women are just throwing themselves at me when they find out that I really have a massive knife collection. Let me tell you, they just can't. I just have to be like, get away, ladies, get away. And then I tell them that I also like flashlights and I'm into gardening. I mean, they're just throwing themselves at me. So I'm always wearing this bad boy here to let them know that some woman has decided to call me their own. Um, Next, as far as pocket knives go, I'm usually carrying something nice and fancy, right? Like this is the Rosalinda. This thing is really sweet, but I've got a lot of fancy knives, and I try to give them all a little bit of love in my rotation. And sometimes I go through and I say, "Hey, what haven't I carried?" And then I'm usually always carrying some kind of knife that I am going to be reviewing very soon. In fact, as soon as I'm done with this video right now, I'm going to be reviewing this knife. This is the PTXL from Riot, $100 knife with a really cool button type lock here, and I've been carrying this thing around in preparation for reviewing it. I got a couple of pocket knives, right? And next, I'm almost always carrying a pen. Now, I really love the Urban EDC this isn't a tactile term, but Kelvin made this. I think he stopped making pens, which is a shame, but I'm really glad that I have two of them because they're my absolute favorite. Um, this bolt action, to the side is great. And I personally like the Signo 307 cartridge. And so I actually have some regular ones here that sometimes I'll throw this in my pocket if I don't want to carry my fancy titanium or brass one. I'll just throw this in because I really like the Signo 307. I think it writes really, really nice. And along with that, I'm always carrying this small little thin book with graph paper in it because I'm usually building something or taking notes. And this I find to be a really good way of writing down my ideas. It's just a moleskin type thing where I write down my stuff. So I'm almost always have this, and it just disappears in the pocket. Um, Next, I always am carrying a flashlight. Lately I've been carrying the Wubon X3 a lot because it has some really nice magnets on the base, and it has this head that can swivel. So if I'm working in a dark place, which is actually more often than you would think, given what my job is, um, I like being able to put this somewhere and being able to move the head and get the light exactly where I am, and then I can be hands-free, usually up in a man lift or a genie, like taking apart something electrical or trying to fix something. This is a great light for that because it can just be hands-free, and it's fairly thin, disappears in the pocket. Has a nice little sidecar light too, or not sidecar light, but red light here as well. So That's what I'm usually carrying, although sometimes I'm carrying more of a pencil style pineapple type guy like from Robivon. And then on my keys, I have my keys here, and then I also have this little pencil type. This is just your 3E EOS from Olight. It's not. I put a rechargeable battery in here, but it's super easy to use and it's super small. And I use this all the time as well, and as well as this knife here. Forgetting the name of this, but it's the smallest Spyderco I have. It's made out of 4B, super sharp. Never had to sharpen it, but I just keep it with my keys so that even if for some reason I don't have a knife on me, I always have a knife on me, and that's very sweet. And then for my wallet, I love this Ramblin'. This is called Ramblin' Leather Goods. Ramblin' Leather, yeah, Ramblin' Leather Goods. They're out of Seattle. Guy makes them by hand. I really like the way that they clip and they go together, and it's very slim. And I carry my keys in my front pocket, or my wallet in my front pocket, so I don't have to worry about sitting on it, and it's aged really nicely. I just like the way it is, and it's really forced me to get rid of a lot of my cards because I used to have a much thicker wallet, but now I've really just minimized down to what I have. I know some people like to have their wallets like in the back of their cell phone case, and that seems cool, but it's not for me. I also, something that's missing from this is I almost always have a set of earplugs in here that I carry on me. I almost always have earplugs on me just because it could be in a loud situation, or if I happen to be at a hotel and the people next door, whatever. I just like having ear protection on me. Or if I go to a concert and it's way too loud, ear protection is almost always on me, but it's missing right now. I don't really carry a multi-tool anymore, but if I do, it is this dude. And this is the Leatherman Skeletal CX with a 154 cm blade. Now, it's the best steel that you can get on a Leatherman without getting the arc and getting into the Magna Cut. This, I think, is an $80 knife, but this is by far the nicest one for me. It just has what I need, and it doesn't have that pinch zone like where you accidentally on the old knives. Well, yeah, you can pinch yourself a little bit, but it's never happened to me. But nice pair of pliers, blade, and just your basic bits that you need. And also I like it too because it can just clip onto my belt, or I can use this to carry a bag. But like I said, I hardly ever carry one anymore, but when I do, it's the Leatherman CX. And finally, I think this is finally, I'm not checking my pockets. Oh, well, I'm always carrying some earbuds. I like the Tozo ones, Tozo, and that's because I have an Android and I have a Pixel, and I love Pixels. So I'm 9 times out of 10. This is what I carry. I love Pixels. I've never had an iPhone. I don't like iPhones. Sorry guys. That's just the way it is. And then I'm almost always carrying some kind of very small in pocket carry knife. And this one happens to be the Mini Canadian. This is from Bark Rivers, but some kind of very small in-pocket carry, especially on the weekends. On the weekends, I might be carrying this during the weekday, but during the weekends, I've got a variety of small in-pocket carries. Right now, I have the Taskmaster in my pocket, and I wear Leathermans double-sided, so they have the side pockets, and this whole sheath just fits into that side pocket. So right now, I'm carrying the Taskmaster, but I also carry the daily carry from LT Wright a lot, or the Mako with the in-pocket sheath. I find that on the weekends when I'm doing a lot of yard work and stuff, some kind of in-pocket carry is definitely appropriate. So that's in general what I'm carrying around. You can't necessarily keep up with all the channels and everything that you see online, but you can get a very nice collection of the tools that you want. It doesn't matter how much it costs. A $10 gas station Smith & Wesson, if it's never broken on you and you've used it for 10 years, then you've gotten your money's worth, There's no reason why I'm going to be a snob about that. I just happen to like to spend a little bit more money on some things. But my philosophy is if it works for you, then great. And also, kind of keep it simple, stupid. Like do what's good for you and move on. I don't judge other people, but I do like to carry the right tools for the right job for me. 9 times out of 10, you're going to see me with a flashlight and a knife and a pen and a couple of things that are going to make my life easier for the kind of things that I do. So I'm really curious what you guys think about, what my carry is, right? But if you could also leave a comment down below, that really helps the channel. If you could like and subscribe, that would be awesome too. And if you want to be entered to win a knife a month, all you have to do is click on the link below for Patreon. For $3 a month, you can be entered to win a knife. So thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you next time on Sharp Ends. Bye-bye now.